and rain clouds hide the moon. I'm okay, here I'll stay with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. So I wait, and in a while I will see my true love smile. She may come, I know not when. When she does, I lose. So baby, until then, lock me away. And don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. So I wait, and in a while I will see my true love smile. She may come, I know not when. When she does, I lose. So baby, until then, lock me away. And don't allow the day here inside where I hide with my loneliness. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love. I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Social media posts by the suspect in Saturday's shopping mall shooting in Allen, Texas include pictures of the swastika tattoo mall and information about peak crowd times.
2 sisters in grade school were among the 8 killed in the mass shooting in Allen, Texas, near Dallas. Investigators still don't have a motive for why 33-year-old Mauricio Garcia opened fire at an outlet mall on Saturday. A spokesperson for the U.S. Army says Garcia entered the armed forces in 2008, but was released within a few weeks.
Fox's Trace Gallagher. Russian President Vladimir Putin speaks at an annual Victory Day parade in Moscow, commemorating the defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II.
He says civilization is at a turning point, that a real war has been unleashed against Russia. He accuses the West of sowing hatred and Russophobia.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, now is right now. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp. And I'm Lee Barris.
And today is Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
And it is in May.
Yes, it is.
We just learned that.
Mm-hmm.
Our little board on the wall up there still said April, and Kelly caught it. None of us did. The rest of us did not.
And I'm the one who usually puts everything on the board.
So,
Got
anyway.
the date right, just the wrong month.
Yeah.
Well, it's my birthday month, so
Yeah, you got it. You got it figured. You figured you're gonna have to wait another month, didn't you?
I know. I was like, what's happening?
So anyway, yeah, you got another just a few days.
Mm-hmm. It's Monday.
Monday.
I won't be here that day.
I figured not.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, you're gonna be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You're gonna be gone.
2, 3.
Yeah, I'll come back Monday.
4, 5 family members in May.
Myself and my daughter. She's already had hers, and now me. Now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I might have missed one.
So what you gonna do for your birthday?
I'm going down to Myrtle Beach
Again?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go zipping again?
No, I'm on Top Golf.
Oh,
A what?
Top Golf.
Top Golf so bad.
What is that?
Top Golf is the bomb. Raven, I'm going to have to take you to Top Golf
No,
one
you're
day.
not either. What
You,
is
I'm
it?
You would love
he
it.
would love it. I'm telling you.
Do I
You're
get to
competitive. You'd love
Do I
it.
get to shoot something?
Balls
Balls with your
Golf balls.
arms, but yeah.
No.
with a golf club.
You're shooting target. It says
I ain't
targets.
gonna swing
It's
and
like
hit
target
something that I
practice.
have to chase.
You don't chase it.
But look, it's more than just that. I mean,
You don't pick it up at all.
You sit there at your table. You've got food and
You got
drink.
food, drinks.
I'm
all
like
of it.
Granny. from the Beverly Hillbillies?
Yes.
Shooting golf. That's what she used to do. The neighbors next door, they would hit the golf ball and she would shoot it with a shotgun as it went by.
She was a skeeter, huh?
And then she cooked it and Jethro ate it.
I've seen that episode. Yeah.
That was the funniest episode going. That was a great show.
That was
It
a
great
good
show.
show. I mean, it was a very
I don't
good
know
show.
anywhere that it's rerunning. Do you?
I have seen it
I haven't.
not too long ago. I
Oh,
will
wow.
confirm where I saw that and I'll let you
You could probably
know.
catch it on one of those free
Was it
TV
TV
channels.
Land or Nick at Night? But it's I have absolutely I
Well,
have seen
I've got
it.
to look for it. I just thought about
Yeah.
that. So anyway,
It's a good little show.
it is.
Yeah.
It was a great show, and it was a major hit during its time too.
Yeah.
Good gracious.
Good concept.
That and the cartoon, the adult cartoon. Remember that thing? What are they? The Stone Age guys.
Flintstones?
Flintstones.
Yes.
That was such
That
a
was-
major hit.
I used to watch that as a
in
kid.
prime time.
I don't remember
That show ran in prime time as a cartoon. I've never would have believed.
I don't
it.
remember the Flintstones being prime time. But I
Oh, yeah,
remember
they
watching
were-
it
they
as a
were-
kid. I watched
were
it after
prime time.
school.
Yep,
Oh, I don't
absolutely.
remember that.
So
Okay.
anyway, all right, commentary time.
Do it.
Haven't done one lately. I
I
feel
know, go
so bad for that West Coast California governor guy,
Mhm.
Gavin Newsom. He's between a rock and a hard place. The reparations panel, commissioned in 2020, is recommending now that tax dollars should be used to pay every qualifying, I don't know what that means, African American Californian up to 1.2 million bucks to pay for the sins of Americans, Africans, and the Dutch who enslaved Africans and sent them to work in the U.S. How many slaves were actually in California through the end of the Civil War? Is
Well,
there really any way to
I
know?
would say hardly done. I mean, there would have been maybe some, but there was more Chinese there.
Uh-huh. We're going to pay the Chinese too?
You need to pay the Irish if we're going to do that.
Even if you were the liberal governor of California, what side would you choose? Politically speaking, he's between a rock and that hard place.
Mainly because of the cost, and it's more than their state budget.
So far, Newsom has chosen to remain silent on the issue, even though he may soon be forced to choose a side. The task force final recommendations will be submitted to the California legislature, which will then decide whether to implement the measures and send them to Newsom's desk to be signed into law. Now, would he veto it? Would he
I don't
sign
know.
it? Just leave it, let it stay there? How will California come up with that kind of money? Raise taxes? Oh,
I don't
uh-oh.
think so.
Ask the federal government to use some of my money.
No.
Where's that? I mean, how are they going to pay for that? Like I said, it's more than their state budget.
Uh-huh. Newsom, like every governor in this country, is a fentanyl crisis.
Mhm.
Why should people who have never been slaves expect people who have never owned slaves to pay them their hard-earned money for nothing they ever did? That's a simple question.
Mhm.
Why should people who have never been slaves
Mhm.
expect people who never owned slaves to pay them their hard-earned money for nothing they ever did?
Mhm.
And likely their forefathers never even lived in California during the slave era.
Well, I think one should be able to prove that your family members were slaves.
Uh-huh.
But two, I agree. I mean, none of us alive were involved in that at all.
Uh-huh. Not at all. Makes no sense to me. This woke society needs to wake the heck up.
I agree.
Want to chat about it? 910-333-0139. My family never owned slaves, not that we've ever been able to find.
Mhm.
My grandparents had 8 kids, and they were the slaves, basically. They worked the farm. And
Mhm.
prior to that, the same thing back in history. There were lots of kids in a family, big family units, and they all stayed there and worked the farm in this part of the country. Back in my genealogy,
Mhm.
that's what's been found out. I don't get it.
Mhm. I agree.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I just, why? It's just like Kelly said. We need to pay everybody
Mhm.
for something that
We
somebody
are-
might have done years and years and years ago.
Not understanding that thing up there.
What thing?
We're saying it's sounding okay. It looks okay.
Everything
but
sounds
we've got
fine.
some kind of a bar that we should not be having up there.
I see
Well-
it, but I don't know what that means.
Okay. Anybody not getting us, give us a call. Anybody getting us, give us a call. I'd like to
Everything's
hear
okay.
from you.
Usually our cell phones start burning up
It
if
sounds okay from where I'm sitting.
You want me to
And-
run out to my car and see if we're on the radio?
But we may not be actually over the air.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I'm listening over the air now. Maybe the radio got bumped off with the power bump. So I'll have to check that.
Okay.
okay.
Y'all talk.
Okay. Well, I've got plenty of things I can talk about. I just pulled up a story while we were sitting here, actually. And of all things, I mean, we're talking about California, which is why I think it popped up. This is weird, Lisa. I'm gonna get your take on this.
Okay.
All right. In San Francisco, which they have a lot of weird nonsense anyway. There's a former Obama administration staffer. Her name is Sin Wang, and I know I probably didn't pronounce her first name right. She's a Chinese immigrant. She's an LGBTQ member community. He was a diplomat. She was in Obama's cabinet or whatever. She wanted to form a club called the West Side Family Democratic Club. Okay.
All right.
The Democratic County Central Committee, I don't know what that is, in San Francisco, are opposing it. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, partly because of the word family. First
Family.
off, being in there.
Oh gosh.
Then the club supporters during the committee meeting, the club supporters were questioned about their income level, racial background, sexual orientation, gender identity, and voting patterns, particularly with regard to the school board recall. Apparently, they had some recall there. Her club was also, this is a Chinese immigrant, okay, a Democrat.
Hold up one second.
Okay.
I just got a message that the radio's working fine, Rayford.
So they also accused her club of being racist and secretly funded by Republican groups. She is mad as heck. She's like, what is happening right now?
We got a couple of callers too.
Okay.
We'll grab caller number one. Good morning. Who's this?
It's probably me.
It's you.
Okay, it's me, the donkey man this morning. I got a question for you.
Shoot.
They say it. History tells us, it's proven fact, that there was over 3,700 black slave owners. They had plantations all over the southern part of the United States. And according to history, they had over 12,000 slaves.
Uh-huh.
Some of them were producing slaves. Now, are they going to qualify if they have to be living in California? I mean, like the guy said on YouTube, that who's going to pay them?
It's what they, that one key word that they used, qualifying
Yeah.
Californians is
Well,
what they're saying.
what is-
I don't know what
Well,
it is.
Yeah, but they could have. Their ancestors were probably in the South. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Lewis and Clark made it over to California. They had a slave. They
Mhm.
got to find. They got to find his relatives and pay them because he walked into California.
I don't know.
I don't know
You
either,
know,
but
wait, close the
I do
freaking border
that
before you
fair.
do anything else. I'm sorry.
Well, if you want to pay somebody, and I've said this time and time again, you might need to pay the American Indian because every race
Absolutely.
Yes, I
run them
agree.
out. And I've heard this argument. Well, they can have casinos now. Yes, they can. Once they qualify, but that ain't enough. Well, we ran them off, and I feel like, if I won't sit my time, we probably gonna be run off too by the Chinese.
They pretty much.
I'm looking at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna buy it. They already own it.
Yeah.
And
Those who survived
I'm just saying that.
yeah, those of us who survived the fentanyl crisis.
Yeah, those of us who survived the fentanyl crisis. Now I know Big Blizzard's listening. Maybe he can help me out on that. But I'll get off here. I'm trying to get out of Florence, South Carolina, and they've already got.
Good luck.
They got
Be careful.
I-95 northbound down in one lane.
Oh,
Again.
Oh
Kelly.
Lord, I'm
Take
not even
74.
surprised. Is it around that same spot I was at?
You're a little bit. It's a little bit further south, but it's before you get to exit 170.
Oh my!
Okay, yeah.
I know exactly where that is.
but just be careful, Tim.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you do.
Well, he'll
Oh, I
be
am.
careful
I
because he'll
got
be
to go
sitting
back.
there. He won't be going
I
nowhere.
got to go back and get another load.
Yeah.
And I'll
Oh,
come
gosh.
back. But trust me, I'll be going down 76.
There you go. Take
Worry about
76. Thank you,
Y'all
Timmy.
be good.
You
I'll
too.
talk to you later.
Appreciate
Bye.
it. Got another caller. Who's this?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Chris.
How are you?
Yes, good. I'm doing good. You are live on the radio and
Yeah,
on
thank you.
Facebook.
We appreciate
So
it.
You're all covered.
Yay.
I want to reach to our comments that were made last night on the Greenville City Council, but it's the reason I'm bringing it up is for my belief in term election.
Term
election
limits.
terms.
Yep. Term limits.
Greenville right now currently has their city council serves 2 years. They're looking to extend it to 4. I'd just like everybody's opinion on this. You know, the leader, even the person that occupies 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, should he somehow get elected again. President of the United States gets 8 years to serve. I think Congress, Senate, and that's on the state level, and local politicians and those should 8 years. That's it. The reason I say that, if you can't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in 8 years, maybe you're not the person for that job.
Mm-hmm. Well, we would have to change the Constitution, particularly as it reflects on the Senate. The senators, the U.S. Senate is supposed to be the next step to the presidency, right? They are high ranking. They're that powerful, and they've got 6 6-year terms. Would you want 2 terms, or would it be a maximum of 8 years? If it's going to be a maximum of 8 years, you're going to have to change the Constitution to make that happen.
As hard as it is to change the Constitution, if we could say 2 terms, would be fine.
Okay. And then, and as far as
and
Congress
the reason
is,
I say that.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Rayford.
And as far as Congress
ahead.
is concerned, they serve 2-year terms now. Would you make those 4-year terms with a maximum of 2 terms?
Sounds good.
If I could, I would. And the reason why is if you, and I know you watch a lot of the things that go on CNN or C-SPAN and stuff. I know Lee does. But if these people that make it a career, they're 97 years old now, they served 50 years. I just think that once you get into those positions and you're seated in them and you're comfortable in them, and I go back to once again Ben Franklin at the Continental Congress telling those people to pay a politician to pay somebody to serve is, if you get into that, you're gonna, and I'm paraphrasing, is going to be a mistake because they're no longer serving the public; they're self-serving themselves.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
And I'm not going to say that everybody on local or state levels do it, but we do have people that have been in these positions for a long, long time. And a lot of them have businesses. They're lawyers or doctors or businessmen, and they go about their business when they're not in their particular Raleighs or DCs limit on it because they do seem to at times feel like that's it. They're calling all the shots, and I know they're elected, but a lot of times elections come down to name recognition.
Yeah, they do.
And that's not really the best thing. But again, so I know I'm going to talk out of both sides, and I don't mean to, but our turnout of voting, we have the right to vote, and people give up that right or just choose not to do it. If you're not happy with your party, do like you did, Rafer, go independent.
Yep.
But don't just say, I'm not going to vote because it won't count.
Yeah.
It does count.
It does count, absolutely. And we've proven that even one vote counts. We've had many elections decided by one vote. North Topsail Beach, for instance, I think that was a write-in candidate, in fact.
Yes, it was.
That won for
Yes, it
mayor.
was.
So it does happen.
Now, I know we can't change the world, but the little world that we live in, our little section of the world, maybe we could start there and work our way towards making change in the whole world.
Yeah.
Or, the part that really concerns me, and that's the future of our children.
Yes, I agree.
So, y'all
Chris,
have a blessed day.
Appreciate it, sir.
You too,
Appreciate
Chris.
it. We thank you. Let's take a break here live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Let's see what happens when we push this button.
To Allstate, where you can save just by being you. DriveWise in the Allstate mobile app gives you personalized driving feedback, and by adding it to your policy, you can save for driving safe just by being yourself. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands at Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today. Not available in every state. Savings based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Savings vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. See how these zero-turn have stepped up from a traditional lap bar to a familiar steering wheel experience for stability on a variety of lanes, including hills up to 20 degrees. Unlock the possibilities of your own with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street in Kinston for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less, over on the Richlands Highway in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Half-cut bone-in ribeye loin is only $10.99 a pound. Beef back ribs, $2.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, just $1.99 a pound. Whole fresh picnic, just $1.19 a pound. Whole sirloin tip is only $3.79 a pound. And you get the jumbo pack with thighs or drumsticks for just 99 cents a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, extra large cantaloupes, sweet cantaloupes, just $2.99 each. Seedless whole watermelons, just $4.99 each. Seedless cucumbers, just 99 cents each. How about California lemons? 49 cents each. Extra large genuine Vidalia onions, just $1.49 a pound. And red delicious apples are just $1.99 a pound. Remember to save big at the Pig over on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. And you get 2 8-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $10. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, Main Street, and Maysville. Remember, save big with the Pig.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we're back. You know, the next couple of days offshore going to be a little bit dicey out there, but you know, you got smooth sailing down at Tideline Marine right now. And stop by, check out some of the deals with the boats that George and Lee's got to offer. And again, we had a training session yesterday down there. And if it's coming up this week, this month, 2 weeks from now, we've got Memorial Day.
Okay.
A lot of y'all who have not gotten your boats in or even checked them out since last Labor Day, you're going to be in for a surprise.
Oh.
Batteries drain down if you haven't kept them charged. Your batteries drain down. And when they get to a certain level, even though they were brand new when you put them in last summer, when they get to a certain level, they cannot be resurrected. Rigor mortis has set in. And when rigor mortis sets in, it's done and done. You'll have to buy new batteries. Sorry for you. Too bad. Things on your boat, there's stray current drawing devices on your boat that you don't even know about. For instance, in your car, you know how you program your radio in your car?
Yeah.
If you take a battery out of your car, or your battery goes completely dead, your radio is deprogrammed.
That's right.
That means even when your car is sitting there, your radio is drawing a small amount of current. And if you don't use it for a year, your battery is going to go dead.
That makes
Same
sense.
thing with your boat batteries.
Makes sense.
There are some things that can help you with that, but you're going to have to talk with the folks at Tideline Marine to find out what to do. But that's just a little tip about what can happen for these fancy radios that you've got in your boats that you want to be able to listen to all the sounds that you like to hear.
Right.
They require juice 24/7 to be able to maintain their presence. Got it? Tideline Marine on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville, 159 Old Bridge Street. Small craft advisory in effect through late Wednesday night. Offshore today, winds out of the west, 15 to 20, gusts to 25, becoming southwesterly, 10 to 15 late this morning and into the afternoon, then increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 later in the day. Seas 4 to 6 feet, subsiding to 3 to 4 in the afternoon. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers will be choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop late this morning and into the early afternoon. Then comes Wednesday. Northeasterly winds, a nor'easter is 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Gust up to 30 knots. Seas big, 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 3 on the beach. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers will be rough and becoming choppy in the afternoon. And on Thursday, much more better. Winds out of the east around 10 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 88. It'll be a little gusty with gusts as high as about 17 miles an hour. Tonight, after 5 o'clock, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mainly between 5 and 11 p.m. It'll be a little otherwise cloudy when it's not raining, low of 56, and a little gusty with gusts as high as 17 miles an hour still. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 77 and gusty. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 52, calm winds. And on Thursday, sunny, high of 79 and calm winds. I like it.
Yep. We're waiting for a call here. Trevor Donnell, he's the regional news editor of the Paxton Media Group, which includes the Jacksonville Daily News. And we're going to chat with him. I had a chat with him earlier in the year, or maybe late last year. I can't remember which, by telephone. But we're going to be talking with him this morning about the status of the Daily News. The building is up for sale. The printing press is no more. Yes, the Daily News is still in existence. And let me just tell you up front, I think they do a great job with the feature stories that they're doing.
I agree.
What we call evergreen stories to a certain extent, and also with sports. They do a wonderful job with that, but they're only publishing 3 days a week, and that has caused a whole lot of people in the area to become a little bit irritated.
Yeah.
I miss having a paper that I can walk out to the paper box at 5 o'clock in the morning and grab mine from the paper box and get that little ink all over my thumbs while I'm reading it. I just miss those days. And no, I am not a big digital fan of gathering news from a newspaper. I just don't like it. First of all, it's very difficult to maneuver.
Yeah, it is.
It's very difficult to maneuver. I can go through a hard copy newspaper very quickly or as slowly as I so desire. Some stories I may have no interest in, and yada, 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 trying to scroll through the stuff when there are also all these, and I'm not saying this is about the Daily News, but about all the news channels and everything else that I have to go to from time to time. I've had all these pop-ups that pop up there, get in the way,
So
right in the middle
irritating.
of trying to read something. They've got ads over there. You can click on the ads anytime you want. Like this one right here that I've got punched up right now. If I want to click on this thing, this ads in here, I can do so. Or if I don't have to.
That's right.
But there are so many of them that pop up and block
What you're trying
whatever
to
I'm
read.
doing until
Right.
I click on it and go to that and then come out of that and continue doing stuff. But
Or either
anyway.
cut the computer off.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
or shut the computer off. And you have no
Irritated.
idea how many control delete
Yes.
control delete task buttons that I've done. It's just it gets to be a bit irritating when they get in my way.
Does.
I bet this is Trevor. How are you?
Good morning. Good to hear those voices. How's everybody doing?
We're hanging
Good
in here,
morning,
Trevor.
Trevor.
Thanks for checking in with us, Trevor.
Absolutely.
Now I'm going to say Donnell. Is that correct pronunciation?
Wow, you were, spot on.
Well, good.
All right.
I'm not sure if we've talked about, or I've heard you pronounce my last name since we've talked, but I tell you what, people get it wrong all the time. Donnell, Donnell, all kinds of stuff. But boy, you were spot on.
Yeah, I got
Spot
Trevor
on.
okay too. Not a problem. I had a little assistance yesterday. I bounced it off Lee to verify that I was doing it right. So anyway, regional
Miss Lee should know, yeah.
regional
Yeah, I
news.
know Miss Lee. Love
Yeah,
Miss Lee.
yeah.
Hi.
We got Kelly and Lee in here this morning too. Regional news editor of the Paxton Media Group, which includes, as the rest of us know it, the Daily News, the Jacksonville Daily News. And you guys have downsized, and just like it was when I was in the mainstream media, television news director. Corporate came in and said, we could do a whole lot more with a whole lot less people on board here, but didn't work out so well for us like that. But that's the way things go. If you know what I mean. What is the fate of the day? The state of the Daily News today? What is it?
It's still a work in progress right now, under the new owners. I don't know if you're familiar with the old owners when it was Gannett and USA Today through the last, about 4 or 5 years. I think they had bought these 3 papers. It's, locally it's Kinston, New Bern, and Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And when they bought it, I think it was some similar, ideas there. We can do a whole lot more with a whole lot less. And, certain departments or certain, areas we might not need. So as time went on, they were starting to cut things left and right. And I live in New Bern. And specifically here, the sports department was one, right before COVID started that, New Bern and Havelock, West Craven, very good. Onslow's got, gosh, how many high schools and private schools like that? Very good sports programs there have been detrimental for that to be cut, but it was in New Bern for a while. And so since then, though, Paxton bought us out around about December of last year. And their whole thing now is opposite of what Gannett is, which is, we're trying to put money back into these areas, trying to focus more on these local communities to get more local news out. Gannett, the old ownership was more of, how can we collaborate across newsrooms? Jacksonville was somewhat compared to Wilmington for a while.
Yes.
And then they were turned back and compared to New Bern for a while. And, what would fit best, those ways versus, what actually is happening in these local communities. So that's what Paxton does. And they put more effort into that, into kind of building around, focusing on those smaller areas. And so far, I would say we've hired a couple new people in some different areas. Jacksonville's probably the most put together that we've had during this process. I have, sports reporter Chris Miller.
Yep.
He's been there for gosh knows how long. I think you're very familiar with him.
I am.
Morgan Starling, she's been here for a couple of years, and both do phenomenal jobs, with what we're able to work with. So for Jacksonville, we're pretty straightforward right now with that. New Bern's still a little bit of a work in progress, and Kinston too, but throughout this next couple of months and throughout this year, we're hoping to build even more and to try to not build at what the newsrooms used to be, because I know you remember what they used to be, 40, 50, 60 people.
Yep.
But at least try to build up a little bit more to the point where we can start covering some of these other areas that we're just not able to get to. But for the most part, they're working their tails off out there, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, back in the day, I remember the Daily News, of course, and also the local TV stations. They had reporters that actually covered beats, and they went out and they did things, and they covered news. Unfortunately, today, and we're not a news organization here. I'm trying to make that perfectly clear to everyone. We react to the news.
Mm-hmm.
That's what talk radio does. We don't cover news per se. We do have a lot of newsmakers coming in. We've got one coming in just a few minutes at 8 o'clock this morning. But back in the day, we would go out and cover it, and we did not rely on a public information officer's handout. It is so funny today to read the handouts that we get. I get them. We still get them from local public information officers. And we'll read the same story written exactly the same way on 3 TV stations and in the newspapers. There's very little even rewrite done and very little checking sources done. It's not blaming anyone. It's just that that's the nature of the beast today. Right?
In some areas. Some areas, yeah. And I'm not even sure. I'm 32 years old, so I'm not familiar with how things used to work, even 15, 10, 20 years ago. But, I don't know if public information officers are a new thing in, local government or even private organizations or things like that. But for the most part, yeah, when people are trying to get some information out, they're doing it quickly, and they're doing it through a press release. And sometimes it is regurgitated, but for us at least, you were mentioning the beats. And we did, there used to be, public safety beats, local government, growth and development, food, dining, retail, sports, obviously still a beat there. And, I guess, I won't say just for us in general, but, for some other areas too, as people were cutting back, they were deciding what beats weren't working in each area. And I'll tell you what, Onslow, I've not seen a beat right now that hasn't worked. And what we've had to do and what we've done in the past as well is kind of, with the resources we have, pull into what is called a general assignment reporter, which is just everything. And how I've explained it with our reporter Morgan is, you've got 5 stories a week. That's low for her. She's putting maybe 10 or so out. What's your public safety story? What's your government story? What's your growth and development story? What's your human interest story? So forth and so on. And that's pretty much how we'll try to cover some things as far as in-depth looks. But yeah, if there's if there's a press release that needs to get pushed on, or if there's something, put out that is just a quick hit, yeah, I mean, that's a big thing of, I guess, I won't say regurgitating the news, even though we could say that, but maybe just kind of passing it along and kind of helping it get some legs
Right.
and get out in front of some other people too.
Yeah, well, it's like you talk about the PIOs or public affairs officers in the past. They may have had them. They may assign a particular officer, like Jacksonville PD does now, for a month's worth of duties after hours. If the media has a need for information after hours, they always put out his number or her number on a monthly basis. But those guys in the days of yesteryear, they may send out a note about what's going on, but then they arranged for interviews or arranged for more intense coverage because the media always has more questions than is going to be provided by a news handout, a public information handout. That's just the way it is. We got who, what, when, where, why, and how did this go down? And sometimes they're not going to put that out in a so-called press release. Put out very little information, just the basics. So
they do. They do, yeah.
That's
But
where
it's
that's where the
interesting.
reporter comes into being, because these PIOs are not reporters.
Right. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I said, interestingly, I don't know if y'all saw last, was it Friday, I think, JPD put out the press release about the Parkwood Elementary school teacher, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
And my Onslow is a little fuzzy for me with all the schools and things like that. I mean, I come from Craven County. We might have, again, 3 high schools around here. Onslow's got tons of them, and then elementary and middle school. But we had been on that for 2 months. 2 months trying to figure out what was going on. We knew the who, what, when, where, why. We had been banging down the doors trying to get the information, and then out of nowhere, a random press release on Friday. And I tell you, that's some of the hard work that, is missed. I mean, when you're asking these questions and you're trying to get this information, sometimes it's just not given to you, or sometimes it's refused, or sometimes it's just, forgotten about. I mean, I'm not sure what the answer is, but that in particular, again, 2 months worth of work just to trying to figure out what's going on. I'm sure this has been known, on social media and things like that particular incident for a while, but
yes,
there are other things too when it comes to crime and, the who, what, when, where, why, and the legal system. And you've got to let things play out, and, certain things, you can't say, try to call Ernie Lee and get some quotes there, and he can't talk yet because the investigation's going on. Or you try to call Chief Yaniro, and, same thing. So, I understand it's a work in progress and a give and take, especially with public safety. But man, I tell you, it still is a difficult, thing to maneuver. It's almost like a dance.
It is.
You've got to go back and forth, and, I'll lead this time, maybe you lead next time, kind of deal. But the work is in there.
Yeah.
It's definitely for sure it's in there, but it just might not be seen the entire time.
Are you, the Daily News going to cut back any more as far as publication dates, or are you going to keep at least the 3 days a week?
I mean, as of right now, it's 3 days a week. I don't have an idea of, where we're going to go in the future or not. I mean, we could get more. We could go back to 5 days. I mean, it all depends on, subscriptions coming in and revenues coming in, ad sales, things like that. I mean, it all depends. This is not a hold all kind of, fix. 3 days is a good thing for Onslow and Jacksonville, and then we're going to keep it there. It could be anything. And that's part of the growing of what we're trying to do this year. I mean, if we can grow a little bit more, maybe we can get back, to 5 days. I don't know if we'll ever go back to 7 days. I think we were, under the old ownership, we had just cut to 6. And then, under Paxton, we went to 5 and things like that. And we'll certainly see. But the good news is that since December, we have shown growth.
Good.
Versus, I mean, things were, I won't say they weren't looking good, but they weren't looking the best either under the old ownership. And I couldn't tell you where we would have gone then. But as far as right now, I mean, we've only been going up since we've been bought under Paxton.
Well, I'm happy for that, because I did a lot of newspaper work on the freelance side over the years, the decades. I wrote for News and Observer back in the 70s. And I was a photographer for newspapers as well, including the Daily News. I wrote for them, and I did a lot of photography work for Daily News back in the 70s and on a freelance basis, and for UPI and AP. And I did some for the Charlotte Observer. So I like newspapers. I really do.
I do too.
Really love newspapers. So,
and we have a question from a listener.
okay.
Trevor, this is for you.
Sure.
This is Lee.
Yeah, sure.
All right. The
Hey,
question is, hey, those of us who still subscribe to print get the paper in the mail. The news is 2 days old if you get your paper in time through the mail. If not, it becomes 4 days old. Are you working better with the Postal Service? And he said his comment standpoint, does anyone proofread? Oh, my phone just went out. Proofread what is going out, as some articles are a week old appearing in the paper. And I think you've already answered that part.
Yeah, I mean, one of those new transitions was going into United States Postal Service, and that's we do have a little bit of a better working relationship with them. It was going to be kind of difficult in the beginning. From what we've heard, when Paxton has done this, it is still a little bit of a work in progress. They're not used to it. We're not used to it. The readers aren't used to it. So, and again, it all does depend on when you get your mail. If you're like me, I get my mail at 3:00 in the afternoon, and so I may have looked online or something and seen the news then. Yeah, I mean, it's a little unfortunate there. Versus somebody who might get it at 7:00, 8:00, 9:00 in the morning, and they get to enjoy their coffee like most people do when they do get the newspaper. But
or 5 o'clock for me.
As far as come again.
At 5 o'clock for me in the morning.
5 o'clock. You get your mail at 5 o'clock in the morning?
No, that's when I would like to have it.
Oh, gotcha. No. Yeah. But I mean, as far as the rest of the question, as a couple of days old, I don't think it's a couple of days old. I don't think it's 4, and I don't think anything that we put out has been a week old in the paper. I mean, 3 days for publishing is nothing that's a week old at all in there. I mean, at the most, there would be maybe something that's a couple of days old. But then again, I mean, we do also try to promote the online version, our e-editions, social media, things like that. And I mean, we used to have an app, under Gannett, the old owners. That no longer is available either. I don't know if we'll get that back, but I mean, there are other ways too that if you want to look at the news, or if you want to get our news, quick, up to date, immediately, we do have other things, social media, online, website, things like that too.
Well, we all, I think, check your website every day. I
Yes,
do.
we do.
Bright and early every morning, at least.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's a standard operating procedure for us.
Right.
Just because I'm curious, or nosy, whatever you want to call it. I want to know what's going on. So,
Stay curious.
yeah, well, that's what I do. I check the local TV news websites as well, and I don't get a chance to watch them so much, but I can check the websites because we're on the air in the morning when they're on the air. It's a little tough to do that. But Trevor,
yeah, y'all are on the air very early.
Yeah,
very early.
7
I'm getting the
o'clock.
kids out for school today, and to turn around. I mean, man, y'all are on there really early. I don't know how you do it.
One of these days when you don't have to do the kiddie run, well, maybe during the summer or during one of these holidays, because we don't take very many Monday holidays. I don't think we take any Monday holidays unless it's Christmas.
This is Christmas.
Then you're invited to come to the studio here one morning and just hang out with
That'd
us
be
for a
awesome.
while. How's
That
that?
would be
That'd be
awesome.
great.
We're on the north side of town, so I can give you directions. It's not that far from New Bern, about a 35-minute drive.
That's not far from me at all. I'm on the outskirts of New Bern too. I'm closer to River Bend
Okay.
than anything.
Oh,
So
well,
it
he's
might even be
close
a
to us.
You
then.
can jump.
25-minute drive.
All you got to do is hit that bypass, and you'll be here very quickly.
It is. Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
Trevor, thanks for your time this morning, sir.
I
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Trevor.
Thank
I'll be
you. Thank
calling you
Kelly.
soon,
Thank you,
too.
Lee.
Thank you.
We
Y'all
appreciate
take
it.
care.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
bye.
take a quick break. Well, matter of fact, we're going to do a double break here. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print. Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are a copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
After a long day, who wants to spend time in the kitchen? Let the Burrow Restaurant simplify your life and do the cooking for you. Family dinners that will please even the pickiest palate. Place your to-go order at the Burrow's Facebook page. Tell us if there's a special pickup time or any other instructions, and we'll take care of the rest. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. Simplify your life with help from the Burrow Restaurant, 109 Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
The spring, which means that concrete project on your to-do list is here. Mixmasters Concrete of Beulahville takes this time to thank those that serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom. When it comes to concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mixmasters Concrete Incorporated, 3661 East Highway 24 in Beulahville. Whether you need concrete for residential, commercial, or agricultural projects, Mixmasters Concrete Incorporated serves all of eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, concrete for outdoor kitchens. Mixmasters has the concrete, and owner Scott Thigpen will gladly provide a free estimate for on-site delivery. Phone 910-298-6153. And they deliver on Saturdays. Nobody does concrete harder or quicker than Mixmasters Concrete Incorporated of Beulahville. When you need ready-mix concrete quick, call Mixmasters Concrete of Beulahville, 910-298-6153. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and surrounding counties.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher.
Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Yeah, coming up here in just a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes right after the Fox News break, we've got His Honor, Mayor Sammy Phillips is in the house, and we'll be chatting with him about a whole bunch of good stuff that's going on right now. Did you hear about Greg Abbott, the Texas governor, with the end of, what is it, Title 42 or whatever it is? He said his state is taking border security into its own hands. Uh-oh.
I say go for it.
This is going to be an interesting battle from the state of Texas against the Biden administration. He said this is one thing Texas is doing to secure the border. This is the area near Brownsville where migrants were crossing in large numbers just a few days ago. He's got video showing all
Well,
of
you
this
know,
stuff
we
too.
had 1,500 over for the weekend.
Yeah.
From Camp Lejeune.
Why? Why?
Good question.
He said they've closed the open border gate there. They wired it shut so where they could come through.
They're expecting like 10,000 a day to
Yes,
start
they
coming
are.
through.
And what are we going to do with them? So, Mr. Mayor, before we even get started this morning, what would you do with them if they start coming here?
That's a good question. Hopefully, one we won't have to do. You know, hopefully some common sense will come into the equation with 42. You know, of course, it's going to end in 2 days. Title 42 end in 2 days.
Yep. And then,
you know, who's going to support these people?
you and me, the taxpayers of this country,
It's going to be a mess.
either through enforcement or through handouts or whatever. We're going to have somebody's got to support them. Somebody's going to have to take care of the problem.
My personal opinion of this is a contrived thing that the Biden administration is going and the Democratic Party is trying to just seize complete control and power over everything. They know that once they get them in here, put them on the government, under government dole, that they're securing votes that way.
And then at that same point in time, they're going to have to declare martial law. So then where are we?
Something's got to give.
It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real serious problem. Let's go ahead and take our Fox News break. When we come back, we'll talk with the mayor about some things local, including the new Bridge Street project. I'm one that goes down there on a regular basis, pretty much every day, and I've been watching some of the work going on. So anyway, we'll talk with him about that and a lot more about the state of the city. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Jurors in New York City today start deliberating the battery and defamation civil case against former President Trump. E. Jean Carroll accuses him of raping her and lying about it.
Attorneys for E. Jean Carroll said in closing arguments, former President Trump himself once stated, "When you're famous, you can grab women." They highlighted testimony from two other women who said at trial Trump assaulted them as well. Trump's attorney said Carroll didn't call for help or call the cops. He argued the author and former advice columnist filed a false claim as a political tool to help boost book sales.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The Israeli military has launched airstrikes in Gaza.
Among the dead are 3 leaders with the Islamic Jihad group, their wives, several of their children, and others nearby. Airstrikes hit the top floor of an apartment building in the densely populated Gaza City and a house in the southern town of Rafah.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Stock futures are lower ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
And we are back. And like I said, Mayor Sammy Phillips, the mayor of the great city of Jacksonville, is in the house for a little other information. Retired law enforcement officer, deputy chief when you retired?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Anyway, and worked there for probably 30 years or close to it. About right?
31. almost.
31
Yeah.
years. All right. Figured as much. And Jacksonville has grown a whole heap since those days when you first started. There were, I think when I left from Jacksonville in 76, there were like 22 cops,
Yeah,
I believe.
I think that's what you had on actually patrol. Probably, I think it was closer probably to 38, 39, something like that. But it's grown exponentially. I think right now they've got like 132.
Yeah,
and maybe more than that. But I think last check I had was 132 sworn positions.
And the city limits of Jacksonville ran from the Belfort Road to the New River Bridge.
That
was about it. That was it.
And to the Brooklyn Spaghetti House on 24.
There you go. That was the extent of it right there. So things have grown a lot.
I would say the size of the city area-wise is probably quadruple
at least
since then.
Because this is in the city. And I know when my dad bought this property out here in 1957, built this house, he said, the city will never come out here and take me over. Well,
Right.
those were the,
Sure.
then there was the forced annexation at one time, which is no longer in existence. Right? So, anyway, city has come a long ways, enforcement wise. We've got the chief in tomorrow talking about a couple of new devices that they've got or coming that are going to be like, holy mackerel, why didn't you have this 40 years, 50 years ago when I was there? But that some really cool stuff coming in. It's going to be nice. We'll talk with him about that. New Bridge Street, a major project.
Right. That's a very major project, one that we've had, in the makings for several years now. New Bridge Street was one of the main commercial district areas in Jacksonville at one time. And what we're trying to do is trying to pump a little bit more life into that area. One of the biggest problems we've had on New Bridge and on the Court Street downtown area has been parking. They're trying to address that issue as we go. With New Bridge Street, I know that I've heard people, are, upset about, some of the inconvenience right now, but, sometimes progress can be painful. Most of the time it is.
It is.
But, with what we're doing with New Bridge Street, there's several things that will make this better. First off, you've got water and sewer infrastructure in the ground that's probably been there for
Long
I'd
time.
say 70 plus
At
years. This was an opportune time for us to upgrade all that. And that's one of the things that's probably taken more time than that's going to drag this out a little ways. But we're changing the whole traffic configuration there. As you know, we took down the traffic lights there at New Bridge and Warlick Street.
Right. Made it a four-way stop.
I made it a
Is
four-way
that gonna
stop.
stay that way?
I would assume so. I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Until such time that we see there's a need to put electronic traffic control there again. But right now, we analyzed it. We did our traffic studies and all, and determined that it was best right now for the four-way stop. But reconfiguring the roadway. Right now, you got 2 lanes going both ways. The volume of traffic there doesn't really, need that.
And it interferes with parking.
And it interferes with parking. It takes up a lot of opportune space for parking. So, when all is done and finished, we're extending the sidewalks out a little bit. So you have a little bit more rooms. That's you have that so you can entice possibly outdoor cafe or something like that there. You can have that sidewalk area
That's what I was saying.
for pedestrian traffic, as well as other purposes. But I think it's my vision there is that it'll make that area a whole lot nicer. Again, like I said, it's been there forever. You and I have seen it, and know the history of it. But I believe fully that this will make that area better. It'll be more attractive for commercial investment.
Right.
And that's what we're looking to do there is to improve those areas. There's no need to waste these areas or let these areas go, go down. So why not pump them back up again? You already have, infrastructure. You got the roadways there. So, why produce green areas new areas when you have brown areas that you can improve?
Yes, I agree. And there has been some improvement right there at Warwick and Newbury Street. Those buildings have been rehabbed, and they're looking really good. And if all of that stuff, some of the vacant places and whatever down there could be done the same thing, I believe you could attract some really cool customers, some businesses.
We've actually torn down some of the older buildings there. I saw on Facebook somebody was talking about how we should be taking these buildings and rehabbing them, but some of these buildings have reached the end of their natural life and can't be rehabbed. The ones that we just tore down last week, the old Koontz Insurance agency, that line of buildings up to where Bob's pool room was, up that way. That was either going to be brought down or it was going to come down on its own. So it was best to go ahead and open that area up for new development.
When rigor mortis sets in, it's time to do something else.
It's hard to pump life into something that's
can't be done. Well, I'm looking forward to that. One thing I would love to see, would be the return of the Christmas lights going over the street at Christmas time, because that's one thing that used to be fun just to drive through, just drive down. That
remember the Christmas parade used to run from New River Shopping Center to Court Street.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
and it was at nighttime.
At nighttime, that's right. Yeah. Had a little more bang to it, I think. Back then.
Well, Christmas lights, you can't see them during the daytime. So Western Boulevard's cool, but if Newbury Street can be done, line those streets up with people.
Well, I'd like to see it eventually where you can get shops to go in there and have like a candlelight shopping night where you can walk the streets and go into different shops and do like they do downtown Swansboro.
I was going to say that
Mm-hmm.
there in Swansboro, you can walk all over there and go from business to business to business to business. And Swansboro's the same way. Wilmington's got the downtown area doing the same thing. So Jacksonville has an opportunity here.
Well, Martin and Lori Aragona, they've done quite a bit of work
Yes.
down there
Yes,
as
they
far as bringing new businesses and rehabbing a lot of the older infrastructure. Of course, Ron
Right.
Brown, he did a lot
Yeah.
of work, bringing up the residential part of the
Yeah, he did.
downtown area, which now, it's just a beautiful place. I remember when it wasn't a beautiful place.
We
and
had
you did-
issues
you
down
did
there.
too. Right. Exactly.
We had lots of issues down there. So, but now it's just tame city. It looks good downtown.
I was at some event down there one time on Railroad Street at the what's now the Riverwalk Park, and I was standing next to somebody who was probably pretty new to the area, and I told him, I said, "Well, 30 years ago, you wouldn't be standing here this."
Oh, no. When we went down there at that time of night, armed.
Exactly.
So those are the days of the quart size mace in the cars. Remember that?
Using about a can a month, right?
Yes,
Oh my
absolutely. That's a quart size can of mace with a holder inside the patrol cars. Wow.
I still have a can that Mac Whitney gave me, and it's
Oh,
probably
Lord have
20.
mercy.
I would never use it. It's probably 25 years old, but I keep it because he gave it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Sentimental reasons.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I've
Mac
got a
was a
few of
good
those
fellow.
too.
Yes, he was.
By the way, they make great if you got a bee as a wasp nest or something.
No, I'm not spraying that mess. Mm-mm.
Just don't do it with the wind blowing
I
in your
know all
face like I
about
did
that.
one time. But they will drop immediately, by
Yes.
the way. I wouldn't try it with pepper.
Mm.
Pepper's nasty. So anyway, okay. State of the state, or state of the city. You've
State
got
of
it coming up.
Right. That's today.
Mhm.
I think 11:30 out at the skills center out at Northwest, out by the
Mhm.
county building. We'll have myself, the Onslow County will be represented. I believe the manager Sharon Griffin will be
Right.
speaking on their behalf. Barry Collins from the schools, and we'll have David from the college. He'll be there.
Oh yeah.
And trying to think who else will be
Tim
there.
Foster.
Tim might do it. I haven't looked at the program on it
Right.
yet, but
Imagine
usually
somebody from the county.
usually the county manager has done it
Oh,
in the
that's right.
past. But
Mhm.
Okay.
How
So
about
if people
somebody
want to
from the
go,
military?
yes, absolutely, from base command and the air station.
excellent. How is the relationship going with the with Camp Lejeune now?
We have a great relationship with our bases. We have worked very closely with them. It's a lot different than it was 40 years ago. We actually interact quite often.
Mhm.
We're fixed to lose our NCIE commander right now. We'll have a new one coming in.
Really?
Yeah, he's leaving I think he's leaving end of June.
Okay.
And hate to see him go. We've had a real good
Yeah, he's been
relationship
a
with
good
him.
guy.
But we stay pretty close with the commands out there, and we work closely together. We've approached a lot of problems that are mutual problems, and we've been able to resolve a lot of issues over the last 20 years that we didn't have before, where we had a lot of good interactive progress.
Your communication system, your public safety communications, law enforcement, fire department, you've got backup systems now. You've
Right.
got your city system, there's a county system,
Right.
and then there's a Camp Lejeune system too, military system. But they all can interact. Is that correct?
Yes, there is interoperability with those systems. Back when we were policing, if
Single
you had
point of
if you
failure.
had a situation that happened in town that may be transferring over to the base, say like somebody
Or chase.
getting away or a chase or whatever, you had to get on the phone and hope that you could get somebody
in
at the
time.
gate. But now it's as quick as pressing the radio button that you can do that.
That is a major improvement.
Oh, yeah, big
People
time.
out there who've never been there just don't understand that. So, but congratulations on that operations. And besides a single point of failure, a tower coming down, an antenna dying, a transmitter dying, or whatever. So,
Yeah, those are things that can happen. We can't never say never anymore, because
Not anymore.
we've seen some some really bad things occur that we never thought we'd see in our lifetime, like the pandemic and all.
Yep.
You know, that just
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're
hurricanes.
dealing with it with no background, you know, as far as dealing with something. But one thing, I mean, we even the city of Jacksonville actually runs the traffic lights on base now, so we do all that.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
Really?
Well, it is in the city, come to think about it.
Well, yeah.
and we also have agreements with fire and emergency services where we, you know, fill in the gaps with
Sure.
each other. You know, so that's
What do you see for the future of Onslow County or Jacksonville?
a lot of nice things are in the pot brewing. I think the one thing is that we have that 400 acres out there in Williamsburg that we're looking at trying to get it developed. But I think that my desire is, and I've talked with Tim Foster, my counterpart with Onslow County, and we're looking at putting our heads together and our assets together to try to do something mutually that will benefit this whole community.
That would be great.
And I think you know, those days of operating solely within your own jurisdiction is just about over with, because of the fact that, you know, it's more economically, you know, effective to do it as partners versus trying to do it.
And city residents pay county taxes as well.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, come on. We are part of the county.
Yeah. I'm very proud of the relationship that we've been able to garner with the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. I think it's you know, it's really good, the best I've seen. So,
Does the city council ever meet as a council with our state legislators as a group?
oh yes, we have usually before each session we have a meeting with all three of our, well, actually four, but you know, we have the Jimmy Dixon. He'll come sometimes.
I love me some Jimmy Dixon.
Yeah, but we'll you know, we'll give them what our legislative priorities are, and you know, we'll talk about things that we can do for them as well as what they can do for us. And we do have those conversations, and we keep those lines of communication open. As you know, our senator up there,
I was going to say,
you
you're
know,
very lucky.
he was my
Mayor Pro
my-
Tem.
my mayor pro tem, you know,
Yes.
and good friend, you know. So it's good to know that I can pick up the phone and just shoot a text to my senator if I have a concern or whatever.
Yes.
And he's very, very
Responsive
good as far as
every time.
responding to those.
So that's always good.
Yeah.
Taxes in the city, you guys are in budget.
Well, we're in the process of getting our budget together now. We'll probably adopt it sometime in late May, early June, depends on, you know, if we run into any little snags or whatever. I know we've pretty much covered a lot of it so far. I think right now we're looking at the fee schedules, and, you know, making sure that, you know, that's pretty much in line with what we need to do. I can tell you this right now, we're not going to increase taxes this year. That's not going to happen.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
There will be no tax increase this year in Jacksonville. And the city's financial status is really good right now. And that has come about through our 3 E's way of how we go about working our finances. That's the 3 E's of economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Those are principles that are applied to all our financial decisions. And we've been able to accumulate you know, sufficient fund balance to be able to do some of these projects that we have on the horizon here. You know, we're working. You know, we've had conversations with the YMCA as far as them wanting to bring it, put a pool in that would benefit a lot of the community. We've actually working with one place to help them expand their facility to be able to accommodate more services that they give to families and children, especially children. Of course, you know, that's a child advocacy center. And, you know, we're working with a lot of developers now trying to facilitate being able to create more housing opportunities, because I didn't realize the shortage that we have. We have in Onslow County a shortage of approximately 6,000 rental properties.
I've
units.
heard that.
And we're working feverishly trying to, not just us, but also county also is trying to work to get a hold on that. You know, we got a larger than desirable homeless population. You know, we've had this situation, as you know, over in the New River area.
Right. Been brewing for a long time there.
Right. You know, there's a company now that's actually.
I drive through there and I watch them rebuilding.
But we have to get a hold on that, and working closely with our builders and developers, you know, hopefully we can, you know, make a significant impact into that need for housing. You know, I mentioned earlier about the baseball league. We're in negotiation.
Yes, do tell about
that. We're working with a individual here, a private individual, he and his wife are actually bringing a team to Jacksonville in the Old North State League is what it's called. And these are different colleges. You know, of course, every college just about has a baseball team. And these, you know, when school's not in, you know, they play. Well, we got this beautiful ball field that we had redone over there in New River at Jack Amyette a few years ago. If you
perfect.
Take out the
It's
seating,
beautiful.
it looks like a major league ballpark. You know, other than the stadium effect. But you know, grass infield, which I really like that. You know, when I played Pony League ball over there and softball later on, you know, we had a clay infield, and as you know, balls don't bounce real good off of clay.
No, they don't.
They bounce very unpredictably.
And bodies don't slide too well.
Yeah, bodies don't slide.
And really get really dirty.
But it's a nice ballpark, and they're working on bringing a team here, and I think that'll be some good entertainment. You know, for the folks here in Jacksonville.
Just something to do.
$10 to go watch a baseball game,
Oh,
or however
yes.
much they charge. Probably won't even be that much, but
As long as they got good hot dogs.
yeah.
Put those hot dog vendors over there. You got 2 or 3 of them in the
yes.
area that could just do food trucks. Oh, that'd be great.
And the other thing is too, we're looking at trying to bring a little bit of art and culture here.
That's good.
You know, my wife and I actually went down to Wilmington this past weekend to a choral.
Oh, wow.
It was Wilmington Voices, and I left the lady that was in charge of all that in my car. I said, "You contact me. We'll bring you up
We need
here."
to work out
So-
something.
Awesome,
It was
yeah.
wonderful. I mean, it was. They were all professional musicians from that area.
You know, we've
Wow.
lost a lot of that in
Yeah, we have.
the county over the years.
My wife and I have gone, except for this past year, things happened. But my wife and I used to go regularly down to either Cape Fear, the school, because they got a great auditorium there, to watch all sorts of programs that they have, and to Thalian Hall.
Oh yeah.
Plays like you would not believe. So they do a great job.
Yeah,
So-
I saw a play down there a few months ago at
Mhm.
Thalian Hall.
Yeah.
Great venue.
It is.
Oh,
a
yeah. It's been there
beautiful
forever.
place. Oh, it
Yes.
has.
1800s.
It's the
Oh,
longest
yes.
running theater that hasn't stopped in North Carolina.
Mhm.
Been around for a long, long time.
It is great. We used to have some of our dance recitals there,
Mhm.
Well, we have,
regional dance recitals.
we have 2 questions for you.
yes, we do.
One, someone asked about the multi-sports complex in
Mhm.
Jacksonville. Where is that going? So I'll
That's
start
our
with that
favorite
one. That's the
person
first
asking.
question. Yep. AJ wanted to know that.
Okay.
AJ.
You know, when we start preparing our master plan for that area out there in Williamsburg, a lot of this conversation is going to come from stakeholders, you know, and citizens, and we're really pushing for input, you know, from our citizens to tell us what they
AJ,
want. you
stand
know?
by. AJ,
Mhm.
stand by.
Yeah.
It's a coming.
And you know, that's one of the conversations I've had with Tim Foster with the county commission. Is we need a venue here, you know, that we can do things, you know, have concerts and that
Agree.
sort of thing. You know, I mean, it's going to cost money, but you know, the thing about it is, if we can do it right, you know, I think it would be a very nice addition to our community. to have this availability, to have plays, to have concerts.
It's going to have to be
able
a
to have
multi-type
conventions,
of
Marine Corps balls.
multi-type.
multi-purpose complexes.
Yep.
Right.
Have sporting events indoors.
Mhm.
Something like that's my vision for the future here, and I'm hoping that we can get together. And I think if we look at this thing together and pool our resources, I think that's something that can come to fruition. So,
AJ,
we're
you
working
hear
on it.
that?
We're
Okay.
working on it.
All right, next question. Someone asked about the never seems to stop controversy over the whole food truck vendors with between the city and the vendors.
Right.
Is there any compromise or end in sight to this whole controversy? They say they can't get permits.
I thought you could have them now in the city.
Well, I mean, you can have them, but you got to have them
There's
on
a lot of
private
restrictions,
property. There's a
right.
lot of restrictions involved in it. I mean, the thing about it is, you got a lot of competing restaurants and that sort of thing. That actually pay taxes on their properties and all that. You got to kind of be sensitive to that. But plus, also, you just can't give somebody carte blanche. I mean, because there's considerations as far as sanitation, traffic, all those sort of things. This is something that's currently still under litigation with the food trucks, and hopefully at some point in time we can all come together on this thing and come have a viable solution to the.
Well, they still have to have a health department sign off on them. So
Right.
that's one thing. So they're going to meet certain minimum requirements. Period. Bottom line, doesn't matter what. Parking, and traffic and parking would be one of the biggest issues. You set up one at the intersection of Marine Boulevard North and Western Boulevard, you're going to have an issue.
Well, for instance, if you go over Sam's Club,
Sam's got one.
You'll see food trucks there.
Yeah.
Plenty
That's their
parking.
prerogative to do that.
Yep.
But
Just to pull up on a corner somewhere, I would think would be,
pull up in some restaurant's parking lot? No, you can't. Do
No.
that.
No, I don't think they should pull up in a restaurant's parking lot. Now, I have two questions for me, and these are I'm asking them. Question number one: has the city done anything or looking into why we cannot get a Sheetz gas station here? That's my first question.
Well, you need to talk with Sheetz about that.
I
because of-
called them. And would you believe they told me we didn't have the population? But my hometown of Eden, North Carolina, with a population of 28,000, has a Sheetz. If they can have a Sheetz, Jacksonville, which has got what 3 times the population,
200,000.
3-4 times. Come on now.
And we
need-
both want a Top Golf.
we do want to talk golf. My second question is, I
don't
had
even know what
seen
that is.
something about it, and then I hadn't heard anything else. And my daughter's asking, I'm asking, a bunch of my friends are asking. Jacksonville had originally said they'd issued a permit to build a Biscuitville. And I hadn't heard no more about it. Are we not getting a Biscuitville now?
What happened to Biscuitville?
They must have pulled their permit then, because of course that's not our call. It's just if a private business wants to locate here, we're going to do everything we can to help them do
We
that.
want a Biscuitville. We totally want a
they-
Biscuitville. It would
They
be
base,
well.
they base their locations on market study, and
It would do well here with the military.
Oh, I agree.
They would make
Call
a
them and tell
fortune.
them.
I
Right.
totally agree
I'm gonna
with
try
you.
it again. Yeah.
Here we
Hopefully
go.
our,
Street
hopefully our
corner.
economic development people are listening to this, and
Yeah.
maybe they
Y'all
can
need to,
reach out.
yes, we
and-
want a
and-
Sheetz
yeah.
and a Biscuitville.
I agree with you. I like Sheetz.
I love Sheetz
Oh, I
hot
do
chocolate.
too.
You can't beat a Sheetz hot chocolate, hands
And
down.
AJ says
I go to
thank you.
Greenville to get
Oh,
that.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a new street corner. We've got Sheetz,
Yeah, a biscuit
Biscuitville,
and
and
then a
Top
Top
Golf.
Golf. A Top Golf would make. I have a friend that's an investor. They actually had close to $1 million or something for a Top Golf. They just want some other partners. They would love to put one here, and I know they're
If I
listening right
had
now
it,
because they just
I'd
texted me earlier.
jump in it.
Because I mean, a Top Golf with the military
Oh yeah.
here whoever owned that would make a fortune.
I totally agree with you on that,
Yeah,
but that,
yeah.
like I said, that's Top Golf's decision whether
Yeah.
they can locate here based on their
Top
market.
Golf,
We need
if you're
Top Golf.
listening.
We got to get on the bandwagon. and
Yes,
get
we
these
do.
people
We
on.
need to
start
call
recruiting.
them. That's
They need to
right.
be
Recruit
on
some
that
businesses for
economic development
Jacksonville. Yeah.
commission is what you need to
I'm
put these two
telling you.
girls on.
We need
We'd build this town, wouldn't we?
I'm
Kelly?
telling you. We have it going. Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
I'll have to
like,
pass that information
oh my
over to the
gosh.
chamber so they can
Yes.
get down
Yeah.
to EDC.
Sheets, Top Golf, and a Biscuitville will be happy campers.
I'll be happy.
I will. I'll keep them in business. They just don't
I
want
could
how much
probably
money
live
they'll make
another
off
30,
me.
40
You have,
years
no
off
argu-
of
you have
that.
no argument from me. I like
So-
all those ideas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all my questions I had.
All right, Mayor, I know you got a busy
Sure.
day. You got to
Yeah, he
prepare for the
does.
state of the
Yeah.
city, and get on out there and deliver that one this morning. You're going to do it in shorts and t-shirt.
No, I'll probably have to change. Yeah, I would rather do it this way.
Yeah.
But,
Somebody would complain, I'm
Go right
sure.
ahead. I know another mayor that wears shorts and flip flops everywhere he goes.
I was telling somebody the other day, Senator Burr came down here for something a few years ago, and I remember him coming in with a nice suit. He had a shirt, no tie, and he had these nice looking, looked like very expensive shoes on, no socks. I said, "That's my
Really?
kind of guy right there."
Yes, yes. He doesn't like wearing
Yeah.
socks. I remember that about him.
I like my socks there.
I don't even like wearing shoes. What are we talking
no,
about? Yeah.
If it gets above 50, I'm in sandals or
Yeah.
some type.
I wear
Can't
shorts
argue it.
year-round.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
he does. Every time I see him walking down the street with his hat and his shorts.
All right, Mr. Mayor, thank you for coming
Yeah,
in.
thank
Anything,
you. Thank
anything
you for
else
having me.
that
It's a pleasure as always.
coming out of your office here that we need to know about before it comes out of your office?
Well, right. I think
Breaking news.
I've spilt the beans on about everything this morning. Again, this is an election year for
Yep.
for mayor and for Ward 4 and
I don't think it's one, is it?
3.
Yeah.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Who currently serves 3 and 4?
Well, you have Logan Sosa in Ward
That's
3,
right,
and you
yes.
have Dr. Angela Washington in Ward
That's
4.
right.
Yeah. Anything at
right.
large?
That'll be
I think that
2
was
years.
2
from
years.
now.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was 2020.
Yeah.
20, yeah, whenever we did it.
And
Everything
you're-
I keep up
and
with
mayor's
it.
term is 4 years. Council's term is
4 years also.
So
And
we
they're
don't-
staggered.
they're
yeah.
staggered.
And I'm throwing it out there. He's been an excellent mayor.
Oh, absolutely.
done a great job.
We'll probably give it another try.
Jacksonville has
Good.
really
Good.
good. Well, I'm behind you.
Yep.
All right,
Sounds-
Sammy, thank you, sir. We do appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll do a little bit of weather, and then we'll be back with more. And your comments, if you want to have any comments, give us a call, 910-333-0139. Weather is next.
Spring is here. That means fishing and vacation season. Make sure your car or truck is ready for the road with a visit to Battlefield Automotive, 1214 West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro. If your check engine light is on, you may be looking at an expensive repair bill down the road, complicated by extreme temperatures and an engine that's not prepared to handle it. The pros at Battlefield Automotive can check your battery, starter, and charging system, charge and repair air conditioning systems to keep you cool, and tune up your engine. They do everything from oil changes to brakes to transmission repair, and they carry a complete line of accessories. Battlefield Automotive are experts in both domestic and foreign car and truck repair and guarantee all their work using only ASC certified mechanics. So, whether it's a battery, a simple hose, tune-up, or just getting your ride ready for the getaway, call 910-325-0828. Visit Battlefield Automotive today, 1214 West Corbett Road, Highway 24 in Swansboro. Again, the number for Battlefield Automotive is 910-325-0828. If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvement, where 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City should be your first stop. Williams carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Good morning, you bad, beautiful bosses. This is Carrie Cobb, your boss mortgage broker from Empire Financial, NMLS 1987537.
And good morning, beautiful people. This is Donna Riggs, your local realtor, here with LPT Realty in Onslow County and the surrounding areas of North Carolina. Your boss tip for today is to stop renting and start owning, because now is the right time to buy a home. Contact our team and let us help you approach the home buying process the boss way by building opportunities through simple solutions.
Text or call your lender today at 910-382-2188 or your realtor at 910-340-0224. Empire Financial, NMLS 2108504. Equal opportunity employer and housing lender. Visit empirefi.com for terms and conditions. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Serving our area for over 40 years now, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest firearm dealer and takes this time to wish each and every mother a very happy and safe Mother's Day. Whether you want to purchase a rifle or shotgun for hunting or competition or a handgun for personal security, Flatwoods Outfitters is our area's most complete firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters features a great selection of name brand long guns, shotguns, and handguns to choose from, and offers Onslow County's only outdoor range to practice and safely learn how to operate your firearm, which Flatwoods Outfitters highly recommends. The range is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 12 to 4 p.m. on Sundays to practice and sight in your scope. Flatwoods Outfitters, Onslow County's oldest firearm facility, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24, between Jacksonville, Swansboro, and Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution. Phone 910-353-7593. Once again, happy Mother's Day from Flatwoods Outfitters.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Morning, Mark. Get ready, get set, go. The doors are now open at Tideline Marine and 159 Old Bridge Street in downtown Jacksonville, right on the banks of the New River. They got new boats in stock, got some beautiful lawn boats. And the next boat that I would love to have, I never thought that I would, but I got a chance to test drive it a week ago.
Tritoon?
That Tritoon. The Aloha Tritoons, I think it's a 23-footer, 22-footer. It's comfortable.
Mhm.
You would not believe it's more comfortable than these wonderful chairs that we've got here. The seats are. It's amazing boat. And it will fly like the wind.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And it is so cool. You can check out the website. George has got tidelinemarine.com. He's got some pictures and stuff up there of all the boats. Got some new and used ones. The lawn boats, they're selling like hotcakes. Got a new load of trailers in yesterday. New load of boat trailers. So if y'all are in the market, they go pretty fast. So if you're in the market for a boat trailer, I don't know which ones they were, but you might want to run on down there this morning because they weren't open yesterday, but the trailers were delivered. Expecting new motors. You can actually get new motors now, at least the Mercury motors. Yamaha is still not delivering. And of course, BRP has gone out of the outboard motor business for the Evinrudes. Get parts, but can't get the motors. It's a shame that they have gone out of business for motors because there was some great motors. But you got Mercury's, those 4-strokes. Oh, they're so quiet. They're really quiet. And they don't, no noise. You can talk to each other sitting right beside each other or across the room. You can talk across the aisle. Get on down there. Check them out. For fishing lures, all sorts of cool lures, some new ones, some old ones, some things that have worked for 500 years, like the Clark spoons. The Spanish mackerel invasion is in progress right now. Just get yourself, talk to somebody down there, and we'll get you hooked up with some Clark spoons and let you run offshore just right there at the beach, right near the inlets, and you can catch a mess of fish and plenty of fish to come home with to have a great dinner, and some for your relatives as well. Tideline Marine, again, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisories in effect through late Wednesday night. Today, westerly winds 15 to 20, gust to 25, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 late this morning and into the early afternoon, then increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 later today. Seas 4 to 6 feet, subsiding to 3 to 4 this afternoon. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop late this morning and early afternoon. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers rough this morning, becoming choppy this afternoon. Easterly winds tomorrow, about 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 88. Gusty with gusts as high as 17 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 56. Showers and thunderstorms are likely between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 77 and still gusty. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 52. And on Thursday, sunny, high of 79 and not gusty at all.
Not
Calm.
gusty.
Be calm.
Okay. Yeah. Just be calm. Be calm.
Okay, I've got couple of things.
Oh, goodness.
What you got?
We're going to start with Texas because that's where the biggest news is. Okay. So Monday, the Texas state lawmakers moved forward with it. They have a gun control bill that had been sitting in committee. And a lot of the Uvalde family members were behind this particular bill. And so they voted yesterday a bill out of a committee, which the families were very happy about this. So it's going to go, I guess, voted out of committee. So I'm assuming that means that now it's going to go to a big vote. I think that's how that works.
If it's voted out of the committee, then it'll go into the House.
That's
to
what I thought.
vote,
Okay.
And then to the Senate.
All right. So the bill was, because y'all got to remember, we're talking about Texas here. It would raise the legal age to buy an assault weapon to 21. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't know it wasn't 21.
What's the difference between a so-called assault weapon and anybody else's gun?
I don't know, but that's just what it says. Now, this is a part I've like, has this really been a thing in Texas? It will also prohibit firearm sales to those who are intoxicated. Has that been a thing? Like you just get drunk and go buy guns? I mean, it is Texas.
Well, the federal firearms licensed dealers
That's right.
have the responsibility
Correct.
of not selling it.
Exactly.
And they could come under face problems
I
with
hear you.
ATF if that happens.
But the fact that they have to put this in there tells me this must be an issue.
Well, that's just like I was saying with the
And-
North Carolina legislature talking about passing that bill that an employer couldn't chip you. And I was like, has that been a thing?
It has, for this stuff to come out, it has to have happened. And then the other thing was, it was prohibiting firearm sales to those who have a protective order against them. 100%. I'm
Well,
for
that's
that.
already
Right, yeah, that's
Apparently
already
not
here.
in Texas. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is happening? Like, is this a thing? It clearly is a thing, Rayford. Yeah.
Well, they're probably tightening up a little bit on
Apparent-
certain
but,
things.
you know-
Well, here's a problem.
Mhm.
Here's the problem that we still have,
Mhm.
and even with this law,
Yeah.
unless they make it some sort of a requirement that the minute somebody gets a 50B order, the protection,
I
the
hear
domestic
you.
protection order against them, that they are red flagged. If they're not red
Right.
flagged, the
They're not-
only
they're
thing
not,
gun
yeah.
dealers listen. The only thing gun dealers can do is run a criminal background check.
That's right.
Doesn't show up if you're under arrest or indictment. There's
Right.
nothing there.
Correct.
Under 50B orders, it's nothing there. It doesn't show up. It's not reflected when a
I
gun dealer
agree.
does a criminal background check.
So I'm wondering if maybe they're going to flag them. It doesn't say.
It
Yeah.
are in order.
Yeah.
If you are under arrest for a domestic violence order, you should be red flagged.
So you can't buy a gun.
So you cannot buy a
I'm
gun.
with you on that. And I'm still reeling over you can't buy a gun if you're drunk thing. I mean,
Well, that's going to be subjective. But
The fact they had
the
to
bottom
say
the
this.
bottom line is
Yeah.
any FFL dealer
Yeah.
can say, I'm not going to sell you this gun because I
That's
don't like the
right,
color of
'cause
your
I
hair
used to
today.
Be
I agree.
one. I
I
used to
agree.
be a dealer.
They have got more power than our government's got
I agree with that too.
if
I
they
mean,
will exercise it.
There
Now,
was
I do know
seriously-
some that will exercise
there
it.
was a few that we turned away.
Yeah.
We were like, nope, come back another day.
Yeah.
And then on the sad note, they have released the victims in that shooting.
I
And it
know.
is well,
I
you want
told
to talk
you.
about breaking your
Mhm.
heart?
Yep.
A family, a mom, dad, and the 3-year-old son were killed. The 6-year-old son was injured, but he's in the hospital. He survived. And there was a GoFundMe that has set up for the 6-year-old. And I looked at it this morning. It's raised over $1.1 million in
Good.
just 2 days.
I just hope a
Um,
responsible person can take
I
control
think
for him.
it seems to be
Good.
somebody either that's a
Good.
family member or something.
Yeah, I told you that one video
Yeah.
that I saw the
It's
night that it
sad.
happened.
I
They
mean-
actually showed the bodies, and you could tell they were children.
Well,
It was
the
so
other
sad.
2 children were 2 sisters, ages 9 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia is 8 and Daniela is 11. Their mom's in critical condition. She's in the hospital, but the 2 sisters.
I
That
pray
is
she makes it.
They were beautiful. Got a picture of them. Oh my goodness. A 32-year-old, I'm assuming it's a man based on the name, from Dallas. And then a lady who was
She
26.
beautiful.
She was beautiful. She was an engineer. She came to the United States. She was from India, but she came to the United States and got her master's, and she was an engineer. And then a 20-year-old security guard.
You know, it's
Yeah.
a casual day. Let's go to the mall.
Yeah. And then
Let's
you got
go to the
some
mall.
idiot out there.
And you don't know it's going to
Yeah.
be your last day on
I
earth.
mean, it's just, I mean,
Sickening.
entire families. This is just so sad. So sad.
I'm really surprised, again, going back to Texas,
Mhm.
that there was not a concealed carry permittee
I
armed there.
agree. Yes.
There was, thank God, a
Yeah.
good cop that ran
Ran
headlong
right to it.
into it.
Yes.
Hero
and
cop.
took
I
care of the
tell you,
problem.
what he's got to live with too.
Well, now I want to bring up
Sad.
something that is
We need to take a break.
okay.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Cub Cadet dealer is ready for spring, and you should be too. That Ultima Series. See how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up from a traditional lap bar to a familiar steering wheel experience for stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Unlock the possibilities of your own with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street in Kinston for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 14th, in case you forgot. So make the mother in your life feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. All Mother's Day, jewelry has been reduced with huge discounts, especially for mothers. You are guaranteed to find the perfect Mother's Day gift at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Barnes Diamond Gallery has a lovely selection of earrings, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, watches, and Mother's Day rings to choose from. In addition, Barnes Diamond Gallery has loose diamonds, emeralds, and pearls. With an in-store jeweler, Barnes Diamond Gallery can custom design a special and unique piece just for you. Being family-owned and operated for 40 years, many of our area's mothers and grandmothers grew up with Barnes Diamond Gallery. So why not remember them this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 14th, with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 421 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Remember, Barnes Diamond Gallery pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Happy Mother's Day from Barnes Diamond Gallery.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we're back, and we have got probably one of the more disgusting stories that Kelly has come up with in a long
We're
time.
sitting here getting sick.
I'm gonna tell y'all this is why I just can't. This is why you should bring a gun with you to a hotel, obviously, or a weapon. some of my other weapons I do bring, but this
Machetes.
Oh my Lord, yes. I'll go. Yes, and I took that thing down to Atlanta with me, and it actually will fit in my suitcase. Shockingly enough, believe it or not, I didn't know that, but now I do. So it was in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Hilton, which is normally Hiltons are where I stay. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen on multiple things. My daughter sent me this thing. So a man from Texas woke up at 5 a.m. to the manager of the hotel sexually sucking his toes in his room.
Sucking the client's toes.
The client, yeah.
Oh,
Well, he was just dead asleep in his hotel room, just trying to live his best life. Was there, I think, for business. And yes,
And the manager of
the
the
manager
hotel.
made a key.
Well, they have keys.
Yeah, but he had said somehow he came in the day before. The guy had an issue with, and the guy they think he made the key after that. The key wasn't made.
It must have been a card key.
Yeah, some kind
Okay.
of card key. Yes.
Well, they have masters.
And he came. Well, he came. The police are saying he made the key. He went in that guy's room. So something about his room I guess something about the guy. So he has been arrested. His name is David Neal. He's 52 years old. And he was, and the guy has filed a lawsuit to get the hotel. I don't blame him. He claimed he was arrested and charged with aggravated burglary and assault. And he was fired from the hotel.
Well.
They arrested him on May 5th for after. Yes. When I tell you, I'm going to tell y'all right now.
So this is what you need to do. If you're staying in a hotel, don't wash your feet before you go to bed.
I don't think it would matter. That's creepy and weird. And
It is.
trust me when I tell you, I don't think that would have mattered. This guy is lucky. I would have.
Okay, now I just
Oh,
told you ladies what to
you
do when you
did.
check into hotels.
Yes.
Because the guy
Good
opened the
idea.
door with a key. All right.
Very smart.
Take your suitcase when you go to bed
Yeah.
and stand it up against the door. The doors open inward on almost
Correct.
all doors
Yeah.
open inward.
That's true.
Put it up against the door
Mhm.
so that if anybody opens the door, friend or foe,
Mhm.
the suitcases will fall
And you'll
over
hear
and
it.
you'll hear
I'm
it.
a light sleeper anyway, so I would definitely hear it.
Okay. And if nothing else, he or she or it will go the other way.
I'm telling you, I would have probably put this guy in the hospital. I would have launched on him.
That would have just been the first stop.
Yeah. I mean,
before the morgue.
yeah. So, I mean, can you imagine? I just cannot fathom this, Rayford. I just can't. Like, who would? And a Hilton. It's not like this is some dive hotel.
No.
I mean, come on. The picture of the guy looked a little creepy. I will admit.
yeah.
I showed you his picture.
Yeah.
He looked
It's
very creepy. But
Beyond creepy.
yeah.
He
Like a
said,
psych
let's do our
ward.
final break here. 910-333-0139. Want to chat? Give us a call. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Does your big dog sound like this? Does it look about the same? Then take your big dog to Bill's Cycle Salvage.
Captain America, I'm Billy.
Now, we never said Bill was a sane man. But he sure has some cool stuff like leather chaps, vests, and jackets.
Oh, I've got a helmet.
Accessories for you and your bike, saddlebags, seat jewelry, keychains.
These ain't no pork chops. These are U.S.
Bill can even order customized items.
I think I'll order kidneys because I left mine out there on the road somewhere.
Magazines, videos, t-shirts, ball caps. Come on into Bill's Cycle Salvage, 921 Marine Boulevard. Everyone is welcome.
Troublemakers.
Bill's got plenty of accessories to make your big dog look like a big dog. Sure, you can buy the parts at Bill's for Harley and try to fix it yourself, but
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Bill's Cycle Salvage, 921 Marine Boulevard for the Harley enthusiast.
That's what it's all about.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Thanks to all the folks who have been posting notes on Facebook this morning, and those who called in earlier, and also to Trevor Donnell from the I forgot the name of it's Paxton Media Group, which includes the Jacksonville Daily News, for being open, straightforward about what's going on there. A lot of people have asked questions, and we are concerned about our daily newspaper. We consider it part of our family. The citizens have been around here for a while.
Correct.
So we all have concerns, and we just want to make sure that things are going to hopefully get better. And I believe they will. Trevor seems to know what he's doing. So that's always good. And of course, to Mayor Sammy Phillips, open, straightforward, full of transparency.
Yes.
And I don't use that word lightly very often with politicians.
He's worked hard as a mayor.
And he has. He worked hard. He's dedicated his life, 31 years in law enforcement here. He was in school here, in high school here too. Taught at the college. He led that unit out there for quite a while. So after he retired, and he's been mayor for a number of years now. So that's good. It's always good to have somebody like that who is a professional serving us, continuing to serve the citizens of Jacksonville and Onslow County. Jacksonville does not end at the city limits. I'll tell you that right now. Coming up tomorrow, we have Dr. Rosemary Stein, of course. Find out what the latest and the greatest situations are in the world of medicine. So it's particularly in how it affects kids. And with the school's going to be shutting down here for a while, very soon. So we're going to get some advice from her for parents as to what they should be on the lookout for and what they should be doing to both mentally and physically make sure their children don't go awry during the summer.
It's important.
So
Keep them
that's
busy.
extremely important. And also at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have Chief Mike Yanero. He's the public safety director here in the city of Jacksonville. He's going to be in here. There are 2 new devices. I don't know whether he's got them yet or not. He was talking with me about them about 3 weeks ago, but they're coming, and they're going to help analyze a whole lot of stuff from instant DNA.
Wow.
And Lowell don't have to ship it off and wait 6 months to get the report back. You can do it while you wait. Have a seat over there. We'll find out more about you in just a minute. Maybe that's what I should do. Go get a DNA test.
Uh-oh.
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 Ruh-roh?
Yeah.
No, better not.
Maybe you don't want to
I got enough fingerprints floating around. It doesn't really matter.
Or maybe you've got some history in your family and you're eligible for a reparation.
Oh yeah, maybe that could be it too.
Oh my! Word.
Maybe
Y'all need to stop.
they
Both
were in
of y'all.
California at one time.
Y'all need to
Somebody.
stop.
Oh my gosh.
I had an uncle or two that he roamed everywhere.
Yes. I think my daddy did a lot too. Sorry, Dad.
Anyway, Chief De Niro will be in here tomorrow morning. Also going
always
to be
enjoy
talking
him.
about the memorial coming up.
Yes.
So law enforcement memorial on the 15th, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be chatting with him about that bright and early in the morning, around 8 o'clock. So stay tuned for all of that. Anything you ladies have besides your birthday weekend that you're not going to be here on?
Real quick, on the 11th and the 17th at Dixon High School at 6 p.m., there will be a informational meeting, a chance to ask questions
for public comment.
Because they're looking to do a redistricting for Southwest High School and Dixon, because Dixon High School is overcrowded. So if parents have questions, concerns, comments, they can, the first meeting will be on May the 11th at 6, and the second one will be on May 17th at 6 at Dixon High School.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Give us a call tomorrow morning. You want to chat? Time is up now, 910-333-0139. I'm going to stop maybe this morning. If not, I'll do it tomorrow morning, check on the status of our sign. So Thea will be a happy camper here
We'll
soon.
be happy, yes.
Coming up now, Fox News break. Coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, another dose of our daily D's with Rick Dees will be in the house. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, wow, Hollywood's getting around. He's going to be
man.
He's going to be
Hollywood
spinning
man.
some tunes right here on this here radio station. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you in the morning. Stay safe.
SMU, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.